Okay, I will continue with the next point of ex situ conservation strategies, which is storage, cultivation, reintroduction, and monitoring. For the first point is storing and cultivating species and living plant material are generally long-term projects that require long-term financial and politics support. Adequate funding for all programs must be guaranteed beforehand. Spores and plant must be stored or validated, especially to the species that face extinction. This is because these strategies is to save and to avoid the species from being threatened with extinction. Effort must be made to reintroduce populations that have been stored or cultivated as ex situ for some time. This gives an indication of whether the ex situ procedure might damage or change the vitality of material. Reintroduced species that have been kept must be done to make sure this species does not make any harm to the material. For the third point is these plant strategies must be monitored because it is very important. The monitoring could be done with the infrared photography or photosynthesis measurement because it could be available for educational purposes and display.
Other than what have been mentioned earlier by Shakirin, intervention, either minor or major, also may be necessary if the ex situ activities endanger the population. Ex situ activities may have to be altered or stopped to ensure the species survival. Next, any decision regarding revising, rescheduling, discontinuing the program should be discussed first so to ensure the right decision that could be made. Last but not least, an evaluation of the cost effectiveness and the success of the reintroduction technique must be done so that we could know which intervention provide the highest value and it will help us to choose the best intervention and program.
So for the section E, there are other things that need to be considered in ex situ conservation project. So the first point is ex situ conservation project must involve many other institutions. So before we further this conservation project, we need to prepare all of the document needed. In the document, it must describe all of the procedure and protocol that used in the ex situ conservation project. For the second one, after get the result, the institution that handle ex situ conservation must inform the result that they got, whether it is positive or negative result. The institution need to inform the result to the scientific community, which is the researcher or scientists, and the conservation bodies, like those who handle or deal with the endangered species of purified. This is because the result need to be published in the international journal. The result need to be recorded in scientific and non-scientific literature regularly. The purpose of this record is to inform the scientific community about the progress of the project, so they can try to figure out what is lacking from the project, and maybe they can try to give a good solution to make sure that the project can be proceed in the future. The other point that need to be considered in this project is the benefit gained from ex situ conservation project need to be explained to the public. One of the platforms that is commonly used to spread the information to the public is through the mass media. Alright, mass media gives the meaning of the technology that used to reach the audience, or a communication medium used to give information to the public. But nowadays, the most commonly used is the social media, such as the Instagram, Facebook, and the website. Through this, all of the example of mass media, the public can get all of the information that they want to know about the ex situ conservation. So mass media is actually a good platform to provide or give more information about the benefit of ex situ conservation to the public. The next one is the involvement of local people. I think it would be better if the local people also can get involved in any conservation project. So by the involvement of the local people, it actually can give them the awareness about what is happening in their environment. And the institution who handle this project must take this chance to explain to the local people about their responsibility to the nature and what they need to do to support the successfulness of this kind of project. Besides that, I think it is also a good way to give a real exposure and experience to the local to get involved in the conservation project.
And now, I'm going to explain about another consideration for a situ conservation strategy. Firstly, make sure this project does not raise health of globally endangered species, nor increase the extinction risk for any species. The need for and stability of an ex situ program must be evaluated carefully as part of integrated conservation strategy. This ex situ program need to plan carefully and implement in a way that provide conservation benefit. Without much effort and good financial investment, this project might increase the extinction for any species from useless collection of bryophyte. Second, conservation education programs should be developed for long-term ex situ storage projects. Ex situ conservation costs high amount of financial investment and long-term commitment to be maintained. These techniques are fairly new and some need further tests because fundamental knowledge of biology of bryophyte such as effect of ex situ handling is still incomplete. For example, the initial phase project by Rowntree and Ramsay ran for 3 years and concentrated on development of the standard methods for collection, sterilization, culture, and cryopreservation of bryophyte material. Later, the funding for the works extended for further 3 years more. Thirdly, all the individuals involved should at least know the basic knowledge of conservation for bryophyte and receive new training from the professional. Practical guidance will be provided on the evaluating the sustainability and requirement of ex situ component for achieving species conservation.
Lastly, the professional multidisciplinary team will make decisions together regarding the way that should be assembled in this program for all phases. Besides, the method to introduce of these species back to their environmental nature also needs to be improved from time to time.